Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Peacemaker Season 1, Episodes 2 and 3. That's right, Episodes 2 and 3. Episode 2 is Best Friends for Never, and Episode 3 is Better Goff Dead. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, because I just realized there's something on my shirt right there. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you don't want to be notified by YouTube when I come on live, then hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube will never notify you. So what you should do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages there as well. All right. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, or episodes, I should say, go and watch them. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Ooh, okay, there we go. So, of course, after episode 1 with the killing of the person, the metahuman, he ended up screwing, I guess, in her apartment. The cops, of course, are coming, and yeah, he calls up, of course. Who does he call up? He calls up Harcourt, lets her know that, yeah, he's pretty much fucked. His car is, done, and he needs to go get his clothes because he's outside still. And he fell 5 stories, not 4. I thought it was 4 when I was talking about it last time, but it was actually 5 stories that he fell and landed on his new clavicle, of course, which he broke again. So what happens? But Harcourt, of course, gets up, grabs Leota, and they make their way over there. In the meantime, they're also calling Myrn, uh, Denominos, all those guys to Economos, Economos Denominos. I'm thinking of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 2. Economos is his name. And so um, as Harcourt and Leota are going to go pick him up, Myrn and Economos are actually covering up everything else, like his car registration, all that kind of stuff, which plays into a big part here too, as we go along. So the whole comedy of this is fucking man, he goes back into the apartment to grab his clothes, but then also he wants to take all the 80s albums. He finds some weird device as well that he that is there in the apartment, that has some alien hieroglyphics and kind of glows. He takes that as well. And of course, by this time, the police are already in the place and are in the building. So he has to go up instead of down and then jump from balcony to balcony in order to get down. He, of course, is fucking himself up each and every way as he's doing this. Um, he finally does get out with the help of Harcourt and Leota, but not before getting shot at, breaking his clavicle yet again, landing on it. Uh, just all kinds of really stupid shit that he really did not need to go through. And Economos ends up registering both the fingerprints and the car, Peacemaker's car, to Peacemaker's father, Augie, Robert Patrick, who ends up getting arrested. And by the way, so Peacemaker also takes hostages as well, and those hostages end up getting bribed in order to say that it was the father that actually took them hostage. So, yeah, um, man. So Robert Patrick, his character Augie, ends up getting arrested, thrown in jail, and we find out because the police are always saying they were calling him a cape and all that stuff, and making sure he wasn't. There was always these vague references to him wearing a suit as well. And when he goes into prison, we find out that he's actually the White Dragon. Um, the White Dragon is actually a DC character. He is a racist. He is a white supremacist, and that's who Robert Patrick is playing, the White Dragon. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucked up. This really is." And yeah, this is just some really messed up stuff. And we find out that the Meta actually, the reason why she went after Peacemaker is because he left the fucking files of the person he was supposed to kill, the senator, on her bed, and she's leafing through them as as she was going through as he was in the bathroom, peeing. Ah, yeah, and so he wants to know what the fuck a butterfly is. Of course, they won't tell him what a butterfly is, and that leads us into episode 3, where they're going on mission, of course, to take out Senator Goff, who is a butterfly. And we find out that his whole family might be butterflies as well, whatever butterflies are. So as they're out there waiting, of course, Peacemaker doesn't get a clean shot out of this, so they have to wait until the next morning when the family's gonna come out of the house. And they have another problem is two bodyguards, one of them being Judo Master, who is a DC character, a real DC character, by the way. So while they're waiting outside and they're just waiting for the family to come back out, who's in the bushes but Vigilante? And yeah. So as they're going looking through the windows, they see the families doing some really weird behavior, some really weird alien behavior. As a matter of fact, they get this pink proboscis that comes out of their mouth, and they're slapping up whatever the fuck it is out of their bowls. And um so the Peacemaker is given the order to kill the entire family. So that's the mom, the dad, and the two kids. And of course, he's wigging out about killing the two kids and everything. And Vigilante's like, "I'll take this, buddy." And so he takes out the kids he takes out the wife, then he takes out the kids, and the dad's left. And yes, as they're doing this, they're talking about mama bear is down, baby bear is down, all this kind of stuff. And it's really kind of fucked up. Hey, Mufinobi, thanks. Um, yeah, you're on the wrong show on that one. Um, so yeah, it's pretty fucked up that Vigilante actually is that callous where he can just kill women and kids. And Judo Master interrupts all of this and ends up, of course, kicking their asses. This little 5 foot nothing dude just kicks everyone's ass, takes them down, and of course, hardcore gets knocked down a hill. Vigilante and Peacemaker get dragged inside the dad, who is Senator Goff, and tortured. So Judo Master and Goff are going to torture them, of course. And Judo Master, he has to take off actually to go and warn the other butterflies, even though Judo Master is supposed to be human, right, at this point. And that only leaves Economos in the van to make sure no one else gets away, right? And when Judo Master goes to drive away, of course, Economos hits him with the car, and then, of course, hits him repeatedly with a truncheon in order to keep him down because he won't stop crawling across the grass. So this is a lot of cringy humor. Yes, it is. Um, the final thing is that Peacemaker breaks his bonds. He ends up shooting Senator Goff in the face, and then we see what emerges is some kind of bug out of his head, and it starts flying. He goes, "Oh, butterflies." So we get this what the butterflies are. They're actually alien creatures inside a human's body, I guess, at this point. And then we see inside the van that there is the mapping of possible butterflies, and they're all over the world. I mean, there's just these gigantic spots like all over the world. And we realize that this is a bigger problem than what we thought it was. We thought it was just like a simple assassination thing. No, it's an alien invasion. That's where we leave off this entire thing. Um, this is actually a pretty good series, and again, it does fall into James Gunn's kind of cringy, dark humor at times, and it's not going to be for everybody. There's a lot of gore in it, especially the whole thing with trying to cut off Vigilante's pinky toe with dull pinking shears, I guess you could say, and he doesn't succeed, Senator Goff, but Vigilante says, I think he made it halfway through my toe. Yeah, just some really, really nasty stuff. Um, but we get to learn a little bit more about, like the characters like Harcourt, Leota as well, who is capable, but she doesn't want to be capable because she doesn't want to follow in her mom's footsteps. And of course, the rest of the crew doesn't know that Leota, of course, is Amanda Waller's daughter. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things going on in all of this. And now I guess Vigilante is going to be part of the crew because he, of course, knows too much now at this point. So he has to be. And also, he's a wanted felon as well. So, and we also find out that Arkham and Belle Reve are both full up. And that's the reason why the White Dragon is in a regular lockup instead of Arkham or Belle Reve. So, and yes, Penn is the best mod. I agree with you, Funobi. So, yeah, good show. It's a good series so far. It's funny. I mean, John Cena is in his so I'm not a big fan of John Cena. I'll say that right now. I never have been. Uh Even through the whole the wrestling phase is really what kind of, ugh, is what threw me off on all of that. And then his movie career, if you will, has not been the best, in my opinion, anyway. Yes, he has done comedy and stuff like that. But yeah, it's still not my favorite person, shall we say. And I'm okay with him in this role. It's just yeah, I don't know. I still am not a big fan of his. So, but I'll keep watching. I mean, the show's actually decent. The show works on humor, cringe factor, and gore. And oh, we also got some other character shout outs, by the way. So Batmite, who's right there, is actually canon in this universe because they say yes, that Batmite is real, and also Dollman is also real, which is another DC character as well, which is a weird. They're going to pull out some obscure DC characters out of this, which is going to be great. That's what this thing needs. You need some obscure DC characters, bring them to life, and bring them, into live action. It's going to be kind of fun. That's my whole thing about this is and that's why I kind of like these DC and Marvel TV series is you can bring these obscure characters to life. It's not going to matter for the movies. It really isn't. I mean, you can bring them into the movies if you want to. You don't have to. But still they are coming into if you do them well as well, they can be just as good as their comic book counterparts. So good stuff, fun all the way around, and I'm looking forward to Thursday's new episode. So it should be good. Speaking of which, what do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow I'm off. Tuesday is another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And I still haven't figured out what I'm doing as of yet. So I made the mistake of watching The Last Duel on HBO Max. And oh God, I can see why that movie didn't make any money. That was a piece of shit. I mean, that was a big piece of shit. That was the movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver, directed by Ridley Scott. The one that Ridley Scott says, "No one's watching my movie." And it's like, yeah, because your movie sucks, dude. It's a piece of shit. Yeah. So yeah, you can skip. I mean, it's on HBO Max. That's why the reason why I watched it. And wow, it's just shitty. I couldn't believe how shitty it was. Anyway, so Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. Wednesday is going to be the Book of Boba Fett, and hopefully episode 4 is a lot better than episode 3 because that was pretty bad. Thursday is going to be episode 4 of Peacemaker, and Friday I don't have anything planned as of yet. I'm going to take a look around and see if there's anything there, but I think Friday I'm going to be off. Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news, the weekend news, genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it And I might do spoiler alert on Sunday of next week just to kind of round things out. So, with that said, thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you, Mufinopi, for the super chat there. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you are still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. So one of the videos in my vast video library and pops up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit that bell down below, or don't hit that bell down below. I'm sorry. Go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the night. And hopefully, those of you who have a 3-day weekend, have a good 3-day weekend. Those of you who don't, hopefully, you have the rest of a good Sunday. Penn says, I need to finish Peacemaker, then watch Beforeigners. Yeah. Beforeigners is actually pretty good. This season is different, but it's still decent. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may fall from a 5-story window, re-breaking that clavicle that you just got from, the Suicide Squad, even though you're still in the Suicide Squad and you still have that bomb in your head and you're being tracked. Anyway, it's a long story. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those booster shots, and the flu shot as well. And I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your weekend and take care, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Good night.